Hello everybody, welcome to Sportsbet Daily here at Oddsmarket.com. It is Monday, June 17th, and we've got a full football hour for you guys. First half an hour, we're going to talk about a Women's World Cup, round 3 bets, 2 of which I'm going to discuss the 2 matches starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, so just under an hour, and then we move over to the Africa Cup of Nations. It is the opening round, very interesting indeed. So starting off with a Women's World Cup with Whale Capper and EJ the Rainmaker. 6 games we're going to preview for you guys today. Hello, EJ. How are you doing up there? There's the red room with a bottle of wine.
Want to say that?
Red room and Whale.
Come on, man.
Whale Capper. And I know. Is that your drinking room, your dining room?
Yes, it's my Italian little. I get together and I just hang out around my Italian little stuff, and I make sure I'm in Italy when I'm in America.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I know, Whale Capper, you enjoy the odd glass of wine, don't you? And wine touring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We got into the wine this weekend for sure. That was the highlight of my weekend, without a doubt, was getting into the wine. We went through some of the library and pulled out some beauties. But the Red Room seems appropriate. We're celebrating the amazing performance by Red China's goalkeeper just there, holding Spain off of the sheet. That was huge for those of us who were into China at plus half a goal. That was a very sweaty bet because Spain really produced quite a lot of chances. They just don't have any players who can finish very well. China's goalkeeper, she made some of the most impressive saves I've seen in this tournament. Maybe between the Chilean goalkeeper in the second half of that game against Team USA, and then the Chinese goalkeeper today in the second half against Spain. We've seen some pretty impressive goalkeeping performances here over the last 2 days, and the Women's World Cup is heating up. It's starting to get a lot of fun. I also like the reference to Italy and your Italian women's team looking dang good. Going up against Brazil tomorrow. That's my favorite look.
Yeah,
I can't wait to get into that one. I have a red hot look on that one that I'm fired up about.
Yeah.
But it's the Women's World Cup group stages are winding down, and it's been a really fun tournament so far.
Yes, it has. Well, listen, we'll quickly touch on the 2 games today, in case anybody of those starting in less than an hour. So starting off with Korea Republic versus Norway, Group A. Norway 1.45, draw 5, and South Korea 7.5. Now, EJ covered you covered all the games today, didn't you? The article over on Oddsmarket.com. I did not read, well, I did read your article. I didn't read the tips, though, because I didn't want to be swayed. I do have some bets for this one. I like Norway. I think Norway at a price of 1.45 is great for a parlay. They're against winless South Korea. EJ, what did you like here?
So you're saying you missed my Germany first half -1.5 at 2.55, and my first half over 1.5, and the China plus half, and the China draw no bet. So you missed all that.
I got it this morning.
I'm sorry, Nat.
Good play.
Sorry.
Well, hopefully other people didn't. I'm honest. I've got the other ones though.
Yeah, I'm taking the Norway -1.5.
Yeah.
2.30, and I have value all over that. I've seen the mess in South Korea. Good luck. Yeah, God. At 2.30 no less. You talk about some screaming value. I thank you. Norway -1.5. Sold.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah, very, very nice indeed. Obviously, they kept a clean sheet against Nigeria. They didn't against tournament favourites France. Or one of the tournament favourites, France. But even Norway -1 at 1.68. So if they only win by 1 goal, it's a push. But I really like your look there. Whale Capper, are you on the same page?
Yeah, I am. I'm going to add a little bit of add a little spice to that and take South Korea under a half goal. I think Norway wins to 0. Norway wins to 0 is a nice look in my opinion here. I think they keep a clean sheet. South Korea is not good. They're really not good. Some of the Pacific Rim, we talked about this now, I think, on every video, but I'll keep bringing it back. The Pacific Rim teams don't play well in Europe. It's a noted thing at this point. But I don't think you can even ascribe all of that to why we've seen Korea play so poorly. I just don't think that they're a very strong team top to bottom. They don't have the skill. They don't have the ability to maintain possession. And they certainly don't have the finishing touches that can put a goal on the board against a team that defends and keeps the goal well in Norway. So I think this is a 2-0, 3-0 all over it. I like EJ's look, and I'm going to add a little win to 0 and Andor South Korea under half a goal at plus 145, 2.45 if you're in the EU.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. They're winless and scoreless as well, South Korea, and Norway should keep that sheet clean. So yeah, those are ones for me. Norway minus 1.68, Norway for an ACCA, Norway minus 1.5, and Norway win to 0. All right, Nigeria versus France, also Group A. France, very heavy favourites, 1.16. Draw 8, Nigeria 28. I was thinking at first, is there going to be any value in this match? I did find something. Whale Kappa, do you like anything for this match? No.
I do not think France wins to 0. I think the Nigerian team has effective finishers. I think the both teams to score is a decent look here. I think France is vulnerable on the counterattack, especially off their set pieces. And I liked what we saw with the Super Falcons and the attack that they put together against South Korea was really impressive. And if they can get a couple of counters with some of their speed, especially in their forward playing midfielders and their forwards have some speed, I think they can put some pressure on France coming off of France's set pieces where they are vulnerable on the counter. So both teams to score is my favorite look there.
Ooh, okay, interesting. What do you like? EJ?
Nothing. No useful lines to me. There's just nothing useful. Like you were talking about the open. Like you got to look around so hard, and you know what? When I have to fight and struggle for like 20 minutes to even think about where any value is, I was like, you know what? No. I have other stuff to look at. I have this Italy-Brazil match to talk about. No.
The bet I do like actually is France -2 on the Asian handicap. So if obviously they only win by 2 goals, so it's 2-1. It's a push. If they win 3-1, 3-0, I win. So that's my bet there. France -2 on the Asian handicap at 1.79.
I actually buried the lead. Can you give me a price on the Alex Classic? Because the over here was a good look as well, but the over is pretty juicy at 3. Over 3 I saw as a pretty juicy price, but over 2.5 with both teams to score gets you what?
I don't know. Do you know?
Okay. Well,
I'll have to
nice.
bring that one
that's
up.
That's my favorite look.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
That's my favorite look. The Alex Classic.
The Alex Classic. All right. Okay, Tuesday's matches now. So Italy versus Brazil. Italy versus Brazil. This is one of the juicy ones. Now, Brazil, 2.4.
Can I start?
Italy, yes, 3.2, and draw 3.5. The first thing that I've just got to say is I am surprised that Italy has the slightly higher price. That would be my first thought on it. EJ, please expand.
Hey, Will, I got a question for you, man. All right?
Lay it on me.
So you like Jeff Dunham, man? You know Jeff Dunham, the comedian and all that with the
sure.
ventriloquist.
The guy with the ventriloquist,
Walter,
right?
You know Walter, right? So if you have Walter in one hand, right, and you have the Brazilian manager, Coach Video, in the other hand.
Okay.
Which one's the dummy? Which one's the dummy, dude? All right, listen, man. Farmiga picks up the yellow card in the 14th minute. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, what was he doing at halftime, dude? The man went into the locker room and went brain dead. Dude, all right, you're taking that. Now, you take Farmiga out. You don't want to pick up a second yellow and leave your team down maybe or whatever. She's going to miss the Italy match anyway with the accumulation.
Yep.
Why?
Huge mistake.
I let her step up the second half anyway. You pull Marta. Dude, now, did you see Marta play that match? She was behind the ball for almost all that match. She took the penalty kick, sure. Dude, all 3 of the fast breaks that Brazil had, Marta was in back of them, man. She was behind the ball a lot. It wasn't like Marta was running around the whole time. She just got back from injury and she didn't run 6 miles in the first half. She was chill, man. So you pull Marta and then you pull Cristiane too while you're down. My brains have fallen out of my head, man. Video has no brains. No brains. And now you want to talk about Bertolini. Still my coach, at least my manager, has a brain. 6-time City Feminine Manager of the Year. Thank you. Yeah, listen, we're going to kill them. We're going to destroy Brazil, man. It's over. 2-1 Italy at least. Take the over. Take Italy and enjoy the money. Next.
All right, so we are agreeing here. What are you liking, Whale Kappa? So we're liking Brazil because Italy. Italy obviously are undefeated. I'm surprised. Why are Italy a slightly higher price?
It is a mystery to me as well. Brazil has got to be it's got to be Brazil in name only. Like, it's literally people are looking at it like, oh, Brazil's good. They have Marta, right? Like that it has to be inflated on name only because nothing else matches up in their favor in this one. Italy has finishers with class. They can absolutely score goals against this Brazilian team. Brazil, you made a great point. Brazil does not have a very strong manager at all. He proved himself to be relatively incompetent in that match against Australia. And on top of this, Formiga out is big. She is one of the most experienced midfielders on this Brazilian team. She's very, very good. And she's got like over 120 appearances for Brazilian national team. She's Paris Saint-Germain midfielder, plays outstanding in Europe. Her absence is going to be felt, and I would be surprised if Brazil can mount much of an offense if they can maintain much of a possession here. And I think Italy's going to find their chances. And again, they have finishers who can put it away. So I feel pretty strongly about Italy in this one.
Yeah.
I would take. Yeah, I would. I don't think you have to protect yourself. Draw no bet. I don't think these teams are playing for a draw. But I think they get it done with style.
Yeah, yeah. And if you look like, Italy beat Jamaica 5-0, Brazil beat Jamaica 3-0. I was so confused. I looked at the draw no bet. I'm a little bit more of the cautious better. Draw no bet. Still 2.4. But you know what? Jump straight in at Italy 3.2. Also over 2.5 goals as well. Italy have just been scoring those goals. 7 goals now over 2 games. So over 2.5 goals is another look, 1.84. But jump in on that Italy 3.2. Incredible price. All right, Wednesday, we have got Japan versus England. Group D, England 2.05, draw 3.3, and Japan 4.1. First and second in the group. England obviously have secured all 6 points there over the 3 games. I think it's going to be a close game. The unders, 1.57, that is an indication. I think it is going to be an unders game. There's no value in that one. But the England win does look tempting. Is it tempting to you, Whale Kappa?
England's showing themselves to be pretty formidable, I think, in this tournament so far. I've been going back and forth trying to weigh, are they legitimately, are they a legitimate contender in this tournament, or do they just look good because they've played 2 bad teams? And you have to do this in the group stages because the difference in class between the top tier teams and the bottom tier teams is such an enormous gulf in this Women's World Cup. And so you can't necessarily take a look at, results like 1-0 versus Argentina and draw much out of it, especially if you watch any of that match. Argentina was legitimately not trying to score. They were like playing for a 0-0 draw. That is the entirety of their strategy, team strategy wise. And I think you see more of that because, Argentina, if they can pull off a 0-0 draw in this next match against Scotland, they're going to get through having scored 0 goals. I think their expected goals against England was like 0.04 or something like that. Like, they legitimately did not muster any semblance of a chance. I would expect that both of these are pretty low-scoring games as well. Japan really does not look like they have found their stride much, even though you can point to their win and say, "Oh, they got some momentum. They got a win." What they did against Scotland wasn't especially impressive in my opinion. And I think England can win, but again, neither team really playing. With not having much to play for, because I think both will go through here, even if you get a draw. Which I think opens a door wide open to back the under. Really, if you've been watching the Women's World Cup, if you're getting into it, or if you haven't and you're listening to us talk about it and you're starting to get excited about it, watch tomorrow's matches and skip Wednesdays, because these are going to be brutal. These are going to be brutal. You legitimately could see 2 0-0 matches in Group D on Wednesday, and I wouldn't be surprised. So just bet the unders and find something else. Go take a walk outside. Go do something fun with your day, and because you're not going to learn much about these teams going forward, and you're probably not going to see a lot of fireworks.
England's going to score in the first half, man. England's going to score in the first half. It's going to be 1-0 England going to the locker room. Whatever happens beyond that might be the question. But did you happen to see that England to be leading at halftime is 2.75, dude? Hello, value. Yeah. You know what? I'm sorry, man.
What's the double chance? England's
going to be ahead 1-0 with that kind of a line.
It's low.
You got to be kidding me. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, so you're doing England winning up first half. Yeah, I actually really would have loved, I think it's like 1.4 for England draw no bet. That would have been the unders would have been a really good bet if the price was all right, and so would England draw no bet. I was on the same page.
How about England halftime, England full time? That's got to be a pretty decent price, right?
But then wouldn't you just take England full, double your money, not push it?
I feel like
or bet another match.
If it's like EJ lays it out and it's 1-0 at halftime, I think England wins the game 1-0. Maybe they get a count, maybe they get a second goal off of like a counter opportunity if Japan's pressing or something like that. But England, if England wins the first half, I think they win the full game. You might get a nice, even better value if you look for that that prop betting opportunity is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Also, I don't have the odds, but the under 2 goals on the Asian handicap. So if obviously 2 goals, it's a push. 1 goal, you get your money. That could be another look. I do not have the odds to those. Somebody actually gave you the odds for so Bet365 for the Alex Classic in the France match, 2.875.
Love that.
Take it to the bank.
Love it.
Take it to the bank. All right.
We need one Super Falcons goal, and that puppy is a banger.
Yeah. And Martin Green, EJ says he wants some of your energy. Monday morning, he wants some of that energy. Yeah.
Come on, baby.
I could do with it actually.
Man, you can't start your week in a good mood, man. Get back to bed. Go back to bed.
Yeah, I'll have what you're having.
Start over.
Alrighty, Thursday's matches. Netherlands versus Canada, Group E. Netherlands 2.6, Canada 2.82, and the draw 3.4. I was with my husband and Erin yesterday watching the match, and both are Canadian, and they've not been following the Canadians winning here, but Canada 2.85, very, very close. I think this is a tough match to predict, to be honest. Both fighting for a top place. I was question marked as a secondary bet, both teams to score 1.8, but I was going to chat with you guys. I don't know what you think about that bet, EJ. Both teams to score.
Hey, well, man, you obviously know what happened on the first show we did, man. You took the Netherlands, and I took Canada. We both had plus 110 and plus 120, and guess what comes down to this, man? Hey, one match for your life and all the marbles, man. This is exactly what we thought was going to happen. This is exactly what we thought was going to happen, man. I'm taking Canada. I got Canada draw no bet at 2.15. You can take the Netherlands at 1.89 or 1.90 when they're draw no bet too. I mean, there's room for the safety net on whichever team you think will win. Hey, man, I committed to Canada on the opening show. What am I going to do now? Well, you know what, man? Maybe you were right. I'm just the idiot the whole time. No, you know what? We'll see, man. I got Canada. I predicted Canada to take this group when it started, man. So I'm predicting Canada to take this match, but I got the draw no bet.
Yeah.
2.15. Give me a value.
Yeah. Very good.
EJ, I need some help breaking down the rules of the game. If it ends up a draw, 1-1, who wins Group E? Isn't it?
Goal differential.
They have 1 more goal for. Yeah. Their goal differential is going to be tied if they draw, right? They're both.
Isn't the Netherlands ahead right now? I thought you guys.
You can do in the 90 minutes though. If it's a draw, I'm guessing. Yeah, if it's tied 1-1, then they go into extra time, won't they?
Yeah, right. So there's some incentive for the Dutch to play for a tie. The Dutch tie.
I think it would be. I think it would be Canada because they didn't give up But if they draw 0-0, Canada wouldn't have given up a goal at all, man. I think that would put them through because of the goals allowed, the goals against type stuff, man. If Netherlands doesn't score against Canada, I think Canada's going to take that group. If I see things right.
Well, I'll have to redo my research. I thought that the tiebreaker was goal differential and they're tied, and then the next was goals for. But it's been a while since I read the rules. Either way, I like Netherlands still to go through. I think Netherlands is one of the sneaky best teams in this tournament. People are kind of holding up USA and France as the clear best, with Germany kind of looking to have gotten lucky with the way that they're going to end up in the knockout stages on the opposite side of France and USA likely. But I think everyone's still sleeping on the Netherlands. I thought the Netherlands, Cameroon played them very, very, very tough. That was a really, really even match, and yet the Dutch came away with an impressive, scoreline in terms of the win. And it was in large part due to, some of the talented players they have on the front end there. And I would expect that, Canada, who has seen, they have a 1-0 and a 2-0 wins here to this point, haven't really faced a bona fide offensive threat like the Dutch. I think the Dutch are going to get on the board. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see the Dutch push hard for an early goal here. Canada has kind of rolled out an approach where they sort of let the game come to them in the first half, then they come out of halftime and push hard. It wouldn't be surprised for me to see the Dutch kind of lean into that, get an early goal here, go into halftime with a lead, and then park the bus in the second half. All this is leading me to, I can see both teams scoring 1-1. I can see Canada making some adjustments and coming out in the second half and getting on the board. But I don't love the idea that Canada comes away with a clean sheet win here. And I like the Dutch's chances, especially in the first half, to come away with the goal. So I'm going to be backing the Dutch in the first half. Draw no bet.
It'll be the Netherlands because they scored 4 goals and Canada's only scored 3. The first breaker is called goal differential. The second tiebreaker is number of goals scored. So obviously 4-3 right now. Netherlands is up. So it would be the Netherlands if they draw.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be tight though. It should be a really great match.
Yeah.
The teams match up with each other well, and they're both playing very, very solid football right now. It's very fun to watch.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Both teams to score. I am liking it. I think possible 1-1.
I like it too. Both teams.
1.8. All right, but head to head there. So Netherlands to win, Whale Kappa, and Canada draw no bets. EJ the Rainmaker, head to head.
Yep. I'm flying my orange flag, and EJ is drinking the maple syrup, and we'll go head to head on Thursday. It's going to be fun.
Hey, I'll take my Molson, actually. Can I change mine for
Molson? Okay.
Thanks,
Molson's man. Good stuff, man. Yeah, good stuff.
All right, final match here, USA versus Sweden, Group A. USA 1.33, draw 5.75, and Sweden 12. Both undefeated now in the two fixtures. USA beat Thailand 13-0. Obviously, we heard a lot about that. 3-0 Chile. Sweden beat Chile 2-0, and Thailand 5-1. I do think that USA will come away with a win. I think the odds, they were quite. I think they're a bit unfair to Sweden. Sweden haven't tasted defeat in a long time, not just in this tournament, but in others, in friendlies. And I think that Sweden are going to this is going to be USA's toughest challenge. And I don't think that the odds reflect that.
I agree.
Don't you think can Sweden break USA's defense? It hasn't been broken. Will it be broken?
Yeah, the look here is the over. There are two things that play into the over here, in my opinion. The first thing that plays into the over is that everyone looks back at the most meaningful Sweden-USA match to happen in the last cycle was at the Olympics in the quarterfinals, where Sweden parked the bus, took it to PKs, and pulled away with the win and eliminated the U.S. from medal contention in that Olympics. People will look at that and assume Sweden will roll out the same strategy, park the bus. I don't see that playing into this at all. I don't think you can afford to try to do that with this USA team. This USA team has so many dynamic goal scorers, so many talented playmakers on the front end of their roster. They're A team that they're going to roll out at you in the first half. They're B team they're going to throw at you in the second half. They have waves of offensive playmakers. And so if you are Sweden, you cannot afford to cross your fingers that you're going to get a 0-0 result here. Even if you do get a 0-0 result here, that doesn't help you any. It is on Sweden to legitimately push hard for goals in this one. And we haven't seen the U.S. goalkeeper be tested meaningfully. We haven't seen the U.S. defense be tested meaningfully. And those are two areas of the team that I think they're a little bit vulnerable. And for those reasons, I would expect Sweden to get on the sheet in this one in some way, shape, or form, via counter or just through, so they've had some nice set pieces. They've come through with some pretty interesting and strategic decisions. And the Swedish women team is being largely appreciated as far as their threat in this tournament in general. And I think I think this is going to be a pretty wide open game. I think the class on the U.S. in terms of finishing has obviously, besides just the fact that they that they won 13-0. Like, they have been finishing impressively. Like, they've been some impressive goals, not just like pouring it on against a helpless team. Like, they've scored some pretty, some goals that, turn, eye-popping, head-turning goals. And I would expect that they get that, get on the sheet to the tune of 3 or 4 goals in this game, and then Sweden responds with a goal or 2 as well. But either way, the over in this one is I think the way to look. I don't expect either team really to just be satisfied with a low scoring, kick the ball around the yard, 0-0 draw. Let's move on to the knockout stages. I think you've seen Jill Ellis and the U.S. mentality on display in terms of their aggressiveness, and they're trying to keep their key players both fresh but also sharp, get them into rhythm and get them into places where they are, they're playing with confidence. And I wouldn't expect them to just sit back now and take a lackluster result into the knockout stages. I think they're gonna go for blood. Yeah, I agree. If you had to predict a correct score, do you see USA winning, like taking all 3 points? Is there a possibility of a draw? I think they take all 3 points. Yeah. I don't think the Sweden can keep up with them from an offensive firepower standpoint, but I do think Sweden gets on the board here. So if I had to predict the correct score, I'm probably going to go with 4-1 USA. Ooh. 4-1. If you wanted to, the over 2.5 goals is 1.75. Combine that with a USA win, you get 1.91. It's almost even money there. Just a little bit more bang for your buck. Yeah. EJ. I like that. No. 2-1 gets that done. You want bang for your buck? 2-1. Did someone say bang for your buck? Hey, man, you keep saying 2-1, you keep saying 4-1, you keep saying something 1, Sweden will score, blah, blah, blah. All right, man, well, go over to Bet 365 right now and go bet both teams to score at 2.25. What? 1.7, 1 point, blah, 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 blah. What the hell's a 1 doing in front of anything if you're betting on the Women's World Cup, dude? Get the 1 out of there. Wow. Move it to the 2 and get the 2.25. Come on, man. Value. Well, if they get stuck on 1-1, neither one of them are going to care. They're both moving on. So, you know what, man? Let it be 1-1 for all I care. I'm still getting paid, and you might get stuck with oh, God, I hope they find that 3rd goal. You know what? I don't care. 1-1's good enough for me, man. 1-1 will work for me. I 1-1, cash my ticket. Hopefully it happens in the first hour. Drive home safely. That's it for me, man. There we go. Yeah, both teams to score. I've got them as well, 2.25. All right, so those are six matches that we have previewed for our viewers. If they've got a pen and paper they want to write down, we can run through the bets that we like for round 3. EJ, with all that energy, start us off. So are we doing the 3 o'clock stuff that's starting in about a half hour with the Norway stuff that we mentioned? Because that's still kind of ready to go. Because I'm taking the Norway -1.5 handicap value, 2 point something. If it's 2 point something, I smile. All right, England to be ahead at halftime, 2.75, 2.67, whatever you want to call it. If there's a 2 in front of it, I smiled again. Italy's going to kill them. Italy's going to kill Brazil because Coach Fideo is brain dead. Brain dead. All right, so 2-1 Italy. Take the over. Take Italy to win that match. You can take the draw no bet like Nat said. If they're going to give Italy a 2.4, the draw no bet. You like those safety nets? I'm a safety net fan too. Go ahead. Go ahead and take that too. What else do we talk about? Me and Cap Whale are going to go Canada. I'm going Canada. He's going Netherlands, just like we did from the get-go. So pick your poison. Pick your side. You know what, man? Whatever happens, happens. If we'll see. And what else? In the USA, both teams to score. Thank you. Whale Kappa, what have you got? From the top, France, Alex Classic. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals. South Korea, under a half goal. You can also bet that as Norway wins 2-0. I think both are great looks. In Group C, I'm not betting the Jamaica-Australia match, but I am taking Italy. Draw no bet. I love Italy in that spot. That's a great look for them. And then on Group D, give me the unders. I'm gonna parlay the 2 unders. under a 2.5 in both matches. Okay. If you parlay under 2.5 in both matches, you're gonna get a great price. And then Group E, I'm not putting more down on Netherlands. Except for the first half. I'm gonna take Netherlands draw no bet in the first half. And then I'm gonna take over 3.5 goals in USA Sweden. Ooh, over 3.5. Yeah.
Over 3.5. Woof. All right. I'm going for Norway -1, 1.68. I'm taking Norway for a parlay and ACA bet. I'm taking France -2, 1.79. Italy draw no bet at 2.4. Both teams to score. Netherlands versus Canada at 1.8. I'm going to go USA and the over 2.5 goals at 1.91. I think that is it. Yes, it is. Guys, thank you very much. EJ, the Rainmaker, and Whale Kappa will be back for round 16. Best of luck, boys. See you soon.
Thank you for having us. Best of luck.
Alrighty, well that was fun. Now moving over to Africa Cup of Nations. It is round 1. I am very excited. We've got some tremendous value on some of these matches. I think we've got 5 matches that we've picked. We discussed with both Alex and Martin and myself. These are the 5 games that we want to talk about. So let us wait no longer. Bringing in Alex from Need for Tips and Martin W. Green. There we go. We've got sound. We got sound. Yay! How's it going, boys? Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah, it's going good. It's
Super
going
excited.
Super excited. Me too. And we've got some tremendous value.
Just wanted to let you know if the show was fun till now. I think that our viewers get bored with us.
I know that was quite a ride. That speaking to those two, both mounds of energy, especially EJ there. But we're fun. We're fun. We can do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let us start. Obviously, Africa Cup of Nations starts on Friday with the hosts kicking off the tournament. Hosts Egypt, our favourite, with Mo Salah. And so I'm going to start with the Egypt game. I know it wasn't quite on our cards. Martin sent me a message saying that he wanted to have a talk about it as well. We actually do have some really great value there. I don't know if you've got anything for this one, Alex. EJ, Zimbabwe, Group A. All right.
Not exactly. No, I think that it's a good for a parlay bet, but not more than that. Maybe Mo Salah, anytime goal scorer, it's a fun bet. In general, very low value for Egypt game because Egypt are huge favorites to win the competition, you know, at 5.5, followed by Senegal at 8 and Ghana and so on. So.
Well, I did find something, so we'll see if we can convince you. So obviously Egypt warmed up for the Africa Cup of Nations with a 3-1 win over Guinea on Sunday. I have to say, so Egypt 1.33 there. I'm liking Egypt -1.5 at 1.75. I think they're going to have good ball possession, and I think that it's going to be a comfortable, confident win. Egypt -1.5, 1.75. Mr. Martin Green, what do you have for us?
Yeah, there's a great deal of expectations surrounding this Egypt side for the tournament. They're on home soil. It's going to be, they got to the final last time around. They're going to hope to go one better this time. I think they're going to want to start strong in the first game. And you can find odds of 1.91 on Egypt to win half-time, full-time. I like to look at that a lot. I haven't seen much from Zimbabwe to think that they're going to challenge the latter stages of this competition. So I think that looks a decent bet. They're also known as the pass to Mohamed Salah team, understandably, because he's one of the best players in the world. And you're looking at the rest of this Egypt team, there's not a great deal of quality, really. Not sure why they're quite such heavy favourites for the tournament, because there are a lot of teams that are better than them in terms of overall quality. But they are on home soil, and they should enjoy the conditions, so that could be a big factor in it. So Mohamed Salah to score at any time, 1.91, just looks like a great bet. I've got to take that. He's been on fire for the last 2 seasons for Liverpool, tearing it up in the Premier League, tearing it up in the Champions League. Cup of Nations, he really should be topping the goal scoring charts here against very limited defences from the likes of Zimbabwe. So I think that looks like a good bet. Conditions are going to play a big factor here. African Cup of Nations is normally held much earlier in the year. They don't want it to clash with the Premier League and Champions League and Serie A anymore. They moved it to the summer, so it's going to be very, very hot. So interesting to see how that pans out. But Egypt as the home team should find it to their liking, and I think they should win this one comfortably.
Yeah, love that. Mo Salah, anytime goal scorer. Come on, Alex. I know you'll like that bet.
This is what I said. Mo Salah, anytime goal scorer is a fun bet. I be a huge value there at 1.91.
Yeah.
The crowd will be everything for Egypt, and as Martin said, it will be very, very hot. So they already declared that they will do at every 25 minutes a water break. So it will be okay.
Yeah, all right. Nigeria versus Burundi, Group B. Nigeria 1.38, draw 4.8, and Burundi 13.8. Obviously, Group B favourites Nigeria playing the underdogs of the group. Obviously, the odds are reflecting that. Start us off here, Alex. What are you liking?
Yeah, absolutely great value for Nigeria's Naka bet. I think that they are priced at 1.4 when I looked last time. They have a great squad. But my problem with the African Cup of Nations is that you cannot find very good value because you don't I don't trust personally the African teams, when they play against each other. We did some good money on the African Cup of Nations in 2017. We went to profit, but I think that everyone should play it safe. I don't think that we should go full stake. I don't think that we should play every match. Go with the value, and that's about it. For example, for the four matches which I will talk today. Can do them 4-team ACA only with the winners. But for this match, I have Nigeria minus 1.5 at 2.2, and I have Nigeria halftime, full-time at 2.0.
Ooh, so two bets. Yeah, I was wondering on the Asian handicap there. Looking Nigeria in the over 1.5 goals, 1.83. Yes. Yeah, that's my bet here. I agree with you. Opening round, go easy on your stakes there. Martin, what do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think there's a real gulfing quality between a lot of the teams taking part in this tournament. You've got a few heavyweights like Nigeria, Morocco maybe probably in there, Egypt, Senegal, Ivory Coast. And then a lot of teams that just look like they're making up the numbers. And that's what I see from Burundi. Not a footballing powerhouse, never really had a great deal of success in this tournament, and I think it will be a pretty one-sided game. You look through the Nigeria team, they've got players that are playing for decent clubs across Europe, and reputable names, players that have torn up the Premier League before. Burundi, there's a bit of a lack of quality there, and I think even though it's the opening game and it will be quite cautious, I think Nigeria should win it pretty comfortably. I think the heat's going to play a factor in this one, so I think second half, players are going to get a bit tired and they might not steamroller them in terms of a high scoreline. So I'm looking at Nigeria and the under 3.5 goals in this one. And that is, let me just work that out in decimal, 1.78.
1.78, all right.
You know what? I think that he makes a great point because for the big names who are performing at the African Cup of Nations, Nigeria, Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, Algeria. Many players are playing in Europe, and they will never play this heat. But from the other side, we have Burundi, Namibia, Tanzania, who are very, very used with the heat because they are playing in their countries for small clubs, So I think that it will be a decider. The hot factor, the weather factor, it will be a decider in this match. But I still think that the big names will have a deep tournament and create some spectacle.
Yeah. As sort of heat, as you were saying there, would you say it would more goals scored in the first half than the second as a general? Would you see
more goals scored in the second half?
A second half was what as players become a bit more tired and fatigued and with the heat. Interesting. All right.
It depends. If you've got quick attackers on the bench and you put them on in the second half to run at tired defenders, that's when you'd probably see goals in the second half. Otherwise, I imagine the first half would be a bit more action-packed and the second half would be a bit sluggish. But yeah, if you find a team that's got quick players on the bench, like someone like Musa could come off the bench for Nigeria and do well here. But yeah, I think that is a bit risky one.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at Nigeria and the over 1.5 goals. Martin, Nigeria in the under 3.5 goals. Alex, Nigeria minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap. Morocco versus Namibia, their Group D. Morocco 1.53 draw, 4.33, and Namibia 9. Now, this is obviously an important match for Morocco. They're fighting with Ivory Coast to win Group D, and obviously it might come down to goal difference. Playing, obviously, a group underdog here, heavy underdogs, in fact. Price 51 to win the group. I think that Morocco need to come out hard and strong in this one. The only thing is, I was obviously looking at the back at Morocco's last 4 matches they haven't won, 3 back-to-back losses. Do you think that is reflective of this match? Because the odds certainly don't, Alex.
No, I don't think that we should take in consideration the friendly matches because we're talking about a very, very talented squad, great players performing in Europe at big clubs. I just give you 2-3 examples. Hakim Ziyech from Ajax Amsterdam enjoyed a superb season in both domestic league and also Champions League. Sofian Ufal, Celta Vigo. Sassuolo, Mehdi from Sassuolo, small clubs but very interesting and decent players. I think that they have the necessary firepower to beat their opponents and to start great against Namibia. I'm going -1 on the Asian handicap at 1.76.
Ooh, that's a good one. I missed that one. Very good indeed. Okay, so -1. What do you like, Martin?
Yeah, Morocco -1 Asian handicap for me at 1.75 all day long. Have to take that price. Again, I just go back to the point that there's about 5 or 6 heavyweights in this competition and a bunch of teams that have no real footballing pedigree and a real lack of talent across their squad. Morocco, you look at some of their players, like the ones Alex mentioned, also Mehdi Benatia, who was at Juventus for many years, a very strong defender. They should just have far too much quality for Namibia in this game. I also don't read much into the friendly results before the match. They've bolstered their squad with some far better players that missed those friendlies now. And I just think this should be a pretty one-sided affair. Morocco -1 Asian handicap was good to me at 1.75. Yeah,
absolutely love that bet. I was looking at Morocco in the over 1.5 goals, 1.83, but official play Morocco -1. Somebody has asked, will fatigue be a factor for Mo Salah? Has played a long season for Liverpool.
All the players have played in long seasons. Yes, Mo Salah played maybe 6-7 games in plus from the others, but I think that most of the players should have fitness problems. And as again Martin mentioned earlier, the weather factor will count here because most of the players are coming from Europe, and Mo Salah is coming from Liverpool. And imagine that the weather in England is not like in Egypt.
Yeah. Martin will agree to that one.
He will be tired, but I think playing for Egypt means so much to Mohamed Salah. You can just see how much it means to him on the pitch. He takes it so seriously. He's like he's one of the most famous people in the country. He was just named in the Time 100 most influential people in the world because of just how great he is for Egypt. So I think he's going to be so determined to give his all in this tournament. The only thing that would stop him is injury. I think he'd overcome any fatigue, and he's got enough pace to terrorise these defenders in this anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Senegal versus Tanzania, now Group C. Senegal 1.39 draw, 4.75, and Tanzania 13, obviously, against Senegal. They are favourites to win the group, 1.8. Algeria second, they're at 2.62. Senegal, obviously, are one of the favourites behind Egypt to win the tournament as well. obviously Senegal, they enter this match incredibly strong. They haven't tasted defeat in 7 matches, 6 back-to-back wins, and 5 of those wins to 0. Can Tanzania get on the score sheet, Martin?
Oh, I'd say that's going to be very difficult when you consider the strength of the Senegalese defence. Kalidou Koulibaly plays for Napoli. He's one of the best, highest-rated defenders in Europe. Teams like Man United have been rumoured to be buying him for north of 60 million euros for a long time, but you'd have to pay a lot more than that for him. Salif Sane went to Schalke recently. He's a good, strong player. And you've got Garner Gay from Everton screening the defence in front of them. So I think they're going to be very, very solid defensively in this tournament, Senegal. And then we all know how dangerous Sadio Mane is up front. What a great player he is. So actually, funny you should ask that, because my bet for this game is Senegal to win to 0, 1.87.
Nice. Senegal win to 0. That is my bet too. That's why I asked. Alex, what do you go for?
They have so much firepower with Sadio Mane, with Keita Balde from Inter Milan. They are absolutely amazing. Most of their players are playing in the top 5 European leagues. Some of them are playing in Turkey also, but very interesting names. Some also in Greece, but not many. But also in the back for Martin to be safe with his bet, Kouyaté from Crystal Palace. A great defender in my opinion. So I don't think that Senegal should have problems in this match. I think that I don't know the price for Sadio Mane to score any time in the match, but I would think that. And I think that Senegal minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap at 2.1. I think that the first matches, the favorite teams should get the job done, and also think about the last 2 matches of the group, and because they need goals.
Yeah.
So this is very important to start with the right and to score as many goals as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I completely agree with that. All right, final match we're previewing is Algeria versus Kenya, Group C. Algeria 1.45, draw 4.33, and Kenya 8.5. Obviously, it's a must-win for Algeria if they want to. They're predicted to come second in the group. If they want to win the group, they have to win these kinds of matches. Kenya obviously not predicted to qualify. They need goals. They need points. Start us off here, Alex. What do you like?
Yeah, Algeria halftime, full-time at 2.2. Let's say the best player from the Algerian side, Riyad Mahrez from Manchester City, of course. After that, we have some experienced players like Islam Slimani from Fenerbahce, Sofian Feghouli from Galatasaray. Don't think that the Turkish league is bad. I think that is very underrated. I think that the Turkish league is bad. They are fighting for every point in that league. I'm watching the matches, and I can tell you that sometimes they're better than League One fans. But anyway, this is another discussion. I think that Algeria should get the job done from halftime at 2.2. In my opinion, great value there.
Yeah, very good, good value as well. Martin, what do you like?
That is very good value, yeah, especially based on what we've said about conditions and stuff. But I was just going to go for Algeria -1 Asian handicap again at 1.75. I feel confident that they'll cover that. Kenya's only player of note that I can see is Wanyama, Tottenham midfielder, good midfielder. Yeah. But overall, in terms of quality, Algeria should just be far too strong for them. Riyad Mahrez, quality on the ball. They've got a lot of good players going forward. Slimani's decent, good enough to get you goals in this competition anyway. I think, we should see favourites doing pretty well in this tournament. And I like that. -1.75. -1 Asian handicap at 1.75. I think it could make a good double with the Morocco bet as well.
Yeah. And obviously what we're discussing we discussed 5 matches, and each one quite heavy favourites. Egypt 1.33, Nigeria 1.38, Morocco 1.53, Senegal 1.39, Algeria 1.45. Alex, obviously you are our parlay or Aka King here. Would you parlay all 5 of those into a parlay? Is there one that you would take out?
Absolutely. At 6.0, I will take it with my eyes closed. 6.0 plus 500.
There we go. Stick a unit on that one. Why not? Have a bit of fun. All right. So, okay, just to recap now our bets. So 5 matches that we're looking at for round 1. Africa Cup of Nations will be back for round 2 and obviously continue through the tournament there, giving our very best bets. So, Martin, start us off. What are you liking for round 1?
Egypt half-time, full-time, 1.91 against Zimbabwe. And also Mohamed Salah at any time, goal scorer, 1.91.
Yeah.
Nigeria, I'm going to go Nigerian under 3.5 goals at 1.78 against Burundi, who are ranked lower than St. Kitts and Nevis in the world rankings. St. Kitts and Nevis only got 55,000 people living there. It's tiny 2 Caribbean islands. That's how strong Burundi are. Morocco -1 Asian handicap and Algeria -1 Asian handicap. Both of them at 1.75. Senegal to beat Tanzania to 0, 1.87. I think that's like a great load of bets.
Yeah.
If you want a bonus one thrown in as well, I quite like the look of Ivory Coast to beat South Africa, 2.05.
I do like the bonus ones. Yes, nice one. Yes, tremendous value. I'm very excited for round 1. Alex, what have you got on your cards?
Nigeria -1.5 at 2.2. Nigeria half-time, full-time at 2.0. Morocco -1 on the Asian handicap at 1.76. Senegal -1.5 at 2.1, and Algeria halftime, full-time at 2.2. But I really love that parlay bet Aka bet at 6.0.
Yeah, me too. Egypt -1.5 at 1.75. I also love Mo Salah, anytime goal scorer. Nigeria and the over 1.5 goals at 1.83. Morocco -1, 1.75. Love that bet. Senegal win to 0, 1.87. Algeria -1 at 1.75. Also love that bet. And I love the 6-team Aka as well. All right, or 5-team Aka. All right, guys, thank you so much. I will see you for round 2. Let's have a great round 1 matches. Best of luck to you all. See you tomorrow. And just remember as well what Alex, just to reiterate, obviously it is the first round. Just go easy with your units there. And we know we've got a tournament to go. Let's see how the teams perform. Let's build it up. So it's building your bankroll, not spending it all at once. All right, guys. Best of luck. I'll see you tomorrow.
Woo. Thanks, guys.
Best of luck.